Now, the judiciary says it is ready to deal with any electoral disputes that may arise in the 2024 polls. This assurance comes days to the commencement of the 2024-2025 legal year in October. In the following report, Channel One News' court correspondent Hanson Ajiman takes viewers into a sneak peek of the upcoming legal year.
The four courts of the Superior Courts in Ghana have been without much activity in the past 2 months. This is because of a legal vacation sanctioned by Ghana's laws and the hierarchy of the judiciary. The vacation provides an opportunity for various associations within the legal fraternity to regroup and position themselves for the next legal year. During this period, for instance, the Ghana Bar Association held its bar conference in Kumasi, the capital of the Ashanti region. At this conference, lawyers, for the first time, historically, voted for 2 females, Ifua Gate and Victoria Bath, to lead the association as president and vice president, respectively. This has received admiration from a number of persons, including President Akufo-Addo. Within this same period, the Judicial Service Staff Association of Ghana held an event to commemorate 50 years of advocating for its members. In a similar fashion, the Association of Judges and Magistrates held its annual conference where the leadership raised concerns about non-payment of some allowances.
As we speak, today is 2nd of October. We have entered the 4th quarter. This is the last quarter of the year. Even the 2nd quarter fuel allowance for all categories of judges have not been paid, from the Supreme Court to the magistracy.
Channel One News sources with the Judicial Service has, however, confirmed a recruitment drive to augment its staff strength. President Akufo-Addo, within the period, has also sworn in 21 new High Court judges. It is worthy to point out that the Office of the Attorney General also held training for prosecutors, particularly on new guidelines for the implementation of the Plea Bargaining Act. But as characteristic of vacations, the lawyers, judges and staff of the Judicial Service on their individual levels embarked on relaxation tours. But all too soon, they are all being recalled to the tedious but essential job of delivering justice starting from October 8. The judiciary has thus held its annual church service to usher in the legal year. This is happening 2 months to the 2024 general elections. The period before, during, and after the polls is expected to be characterized with disputes, some of which are expected to be settled by the courts. Already, a matter has been filed by the presidential candidate of the People's National Convention, Bernard Mona, asking the court to quash a decision by the Electoral Commission to disqualify him. The Judicial Service appears prepared for this and similar cases, as the Chief Justice has assured that judges have been properly oriented with all electoral rules to better settle such cases.
As we get closer to elections, I acknowledge and ask that we appreciate the work of the Judiciary Standing Elections Management Committee, who have been working hard since last year, orienting judges and magistrates on the legalities of all processes of the election process and preparing the elections manual for use by all stakeholders. Please, let's appreciate them.
The Office of the Attorney General has, however, served notice that it will initiate an amendment of the Representation of the People's Law 1992, PNDC Law 284, to change the timelines for which parliamentary results can be challenged.
especially post the 2024 elections. The judiciary must play a role in promptly resolving disputes arising out of the elections. In this regard, I hereby indicate that my office is ready to present to Parliament a proposed amendment to the Proposed Law 1992, Penalty Law 284, which seeks to speed up the process for adjudicating parliamentary election disputes. By this, the time for presentation of parliamentary election challenge will be reckoned from the date from the declaration of results at the Constituency Collation Center and not the publication of the results in the Gazette.
The legal year is commencing at a time when there's clamor for increased efforts on the part of various stakeholders to the fight against illegal mining. The Attorney General's office has maintained that prosecution of perpetrators is testament of its commitment despite delays.
You see that there has been an expression of commitment, particularly because we're having this legal service by both the Honorable Chief Justice and my boss, the Honorable Attorney General, to expedite all trials on Galamsey, and even with the police to ensure that the gathering of evidence is done expeditiously to assist the judges also to prosecute these cases timeously. And so I think going forward into the legal year, one of the top, I should say, priorities of both the bench and bar is to put their shoulders to the wheel where it matters more, particularly within their respective professions, to ensure that we play a role in fighting this canker.
The Deputy Attorney General says Ghanaians should expect more prosecutions in the upcoming legal year. Meanwhile, a group concerned with justice delivery and championing the Justice for All program has asked stakeholders to be concerned with environmental justice in the 2024-2025 legal year.
As human rights advocates, we are looking at the legal year, taking from the sermon today, looking at environmental justice. We think that a lot has been said to charge judges, that when we look at the environment, the water bodies, that seems to be affecting us. Justice has been should be served in case of any organization, company, or individual that violates some of these things. So those are the areas that we are extremely happy about the legal.
After 2 months of closing the doors to the superior courts, i.e. the High Court, the Court of Appeal, and the Supreme Court, the judiciary will from Tuesday open to the general public to hear their cases. Reporting for Channel One News, Hansen Ajiman.